lesson at the end because Mr. Panda is going to make donuts. So let's stay tuned and see what happens. Oh, wait, Mr. Panda. By Steve Antony. What are you making, Mr. Panda? Wait and see, it's a surprise. No, I will not wait. Goodbye. I'll wait, Mr. Panda. So this one is leaving, and this one is waiting. What do all three characters have in common? They're all black and white, right? What's different? Panda has on an apron. What's on that apron? Can you see? It's donuts. Let's see what happens next. Are you making cookies, Mr. Panda? Wait and see. It's a surprise. Still got that little penguin buddy right there. No, waiting is just too hard. Goodbye. I'll wait, Mr. Panda. All right. See that little... Are you making cupcakes, Mr. Panda? Wait and see. It's a surprise. Look at all those different bunnies. No, I'm done waiting. I'll wait, Mr. Panda. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Look, they're all leaving. But that little penguin, he's sticking by. Is it ready yet, Mr. Panda? No, wait here. I don't like waiting. Goodbye. Do you know people that are like that? Do you know people that are impatient and they can't wait and they can't take turns? I'll wait, Mr. Panda. Well, obviously this little penguin, he's making a point of saying, hey, I'm here. Don't ignore me. I'm here. I'm waiting, Mr. Panda. I think he's using the correct voice this time, don't you? I think on the last page that voice was not the right voice. Wow! That was worth waiting for. Surprise! Look at that big, massive donut. Boys and girls, you like donuts as much as I do. Miss Friend got a bunch of donuts yesterday. I love donuts. Look what's on this. What would we call this? That's right. This would be a pattern. And so when we make our donuts today, we're going to make sure we put patterns on them. And our friend Penguin will be in our lesson for tomorrow. I know. Thank you, Mr. Panda. I can't wait to eat it. Look, he used his manners. What do we call those things that are on the donut? Not just a pattern. Those would be called sprinkles, right? Okay, stay tuned because we're going to draw now. No matter what you use in this case, but you are going to need a pencil. And if you want, you can have circle things to trace. I went around my house and I found a bunch of different circle shapes or things that you might have in your house that you could trace. A cup would probably make the most sense for making a donut because, you know, there's really good donuts that have stuff inside of them, and then there's donuts that just have holes in the middle, right? So we're going to draw the donuts that have holes in the middle, and it's super, super easy. So I'm going to take the big part of my cup, and I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to take my handy dandy pencil, and I'm going to trace all the way around my cup. Notice that I'm holding the cup still with one hand, and I'm tracing with the other. Then I'm going to turn my cup over, stick it smack in the middle, and I'm going to do it the opposite way. So now I have my first donut. Oh, look, I missed a spot. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to do one right here, because we want to fill up our page, right? So I'm going to put the bottom down. There we go. Give our donut a middle section. I got a bunch of empty space over here, so I'm going to put another one over here. Now, I want to make my picture interesting. So to do that, I'm going to make sure that each one of them is a little bit different. I don't want them all to be the same. So this one, I'm going to put a smaller hole, I think, in the middle. That's a really small hole. Let's see how that looks. I like that hole better. Then I'm going to come over here. Let's have a donut that's almost off the page, because we want to touch all 4 sides of our paper if we can. Now, we're going to leave that one without a hole. I think I'm going to put one up here on the edge. I'm going to put another one over here. Look, this one can fit almost there. So if you remember, our art room rules are to draw big, fill up the page, draw light until you get it right, and then you can come back in and add details. So we did our first step. Our first step was, let's create our donuts. Step 2 is, let's put some patterns on these donuts. So we might want to put some icing. So on this one right here, I'm just going to put a curvy, wavy line that's going to be organic. Organic means it flows. We filled up the bottom one with an organic shape, so it's a flowing shape that looks like a mud puddle usually. And then on this one, I'm going to do that organic shape line again around the outside there. I like how that organic shape's working, so I'm going to come and put one on every single one of my donuts. And they're just bumpy, wavy. They don't have to have a lot of details. There we go. So each one of my donuts now have their icing on them. And the next thing we need to do is add patterns to them so that they have some interest. So if these were going to be sprinkles, I could do them in rectangle shapes. I could do them in polka dots. I could do squares. In school, we'd use our pattern book, but we don't have our pattern book, so I just brought it so you can see it. So by using different lines, we can create different patterns. So these are our basic patterns. We've got wavy patterns, horizontal patterns, vertical, diamond, zigzag, checkerboard, and then they get more detailed. You got the triangle patterns, you got a brick pattern. Here's 2 different versions of diagonal patterns. Here's our bullseye pattern. And then with more details, you can add more. So I'm going to scan these, and I'll share these on my page as well, so you can see these and borrow these if you want to. These are Zentangles. I don't know that I put Zentangles on donuts, but hey, if you want to, you can. Remember, a Zentangle is a detailed pattern that repeats itself. For something to be a pattern, it's got to repeat itself at least 3 times. So today, as you're doing this, make sure that you repeat your pattern at least 3 times. I'm going to keep my pattern simple. And so this first one right here, I'm just going to put horizontal stripes all the way across. And then on this one right here, I'm going to put polka dots. I think some of my favorite things in the world are donuts. What do you like to eat on your donuts? Do you like blueberry donuts or strawberry ice donuts? Do you want sprinkles on your donuts? What do you like on your donuts? So I've got polka dots, I've got horizontal stripes, could look like diagonal stripes. On this one right here, I'm going to put squares all the way around. Now, if you're at home and you don't have any crayons or you don't have any markers, after you draw your picture, you can always color with your pencil. You can color some sections really dark and some sections really light. You could go find ink pens around your house and you could color with ink pens. It's your choice, your decision. You make your mind. But fill each donut with a different pattern. So that one has squares, this one has polka dots, which is a repeated circle. Here we got horizontal stripes. I think on this one what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that wavy line on the inside, and it'll give me a different kind of stripe on the inside. I'm just repeating the wavy line that we already created. Now if you wanted to, if you were at home, you could trace these out and you could paint them if you have paint. If you don't have paint, but you do have markers, you could put a plastic lid out, color on the plastic lid, put a little bit of water in it, and then use that as paint. So I haven't done triangles yet, so I'm going to put triangles. I think I'm going to put them on the inside of this one. Just something different. Alright, so I've used circles, I've used squares, I've used triangles, I used a repeated wavy line, I have stripes over here that are horizontal. Let's do vertical stripes because we haven't done vertical stripes yet. Remember, vertical is up and down, and horizontal is side to side. Now my background, whatever these are laying on, is just kind of boring. So you might want to put some stuff in the background too, all right? So you might want to put them on a tablecloth. But you can decide that as you go along. So there you go. Make yourself a donut picture, color it, send it to me. I want to see it. Bye, y'all.